any use would have to comply with codes, so things like safety and ADA compliance that have changed substantially since it was originally built. So it would have to be brought up to date.
Okay, thanks.
Mark.
Yeah, I want to give you an opportunity to brag about whatever you're thinking about doing over at Quality Seafood. My family bounces back and forth between Quality Seafood and Captain Kids and everything.
As far as our what we're going to work on, definitely a lot of aesthetic improvements to the dining area. It's mostly what people see. You know, you spend a bunch of money on the back of house. It really doesn't give you guys that sense of wanting to bring your friends, your family, your out of town guests down to the pier and down to the boardwalk. So really, it's everything kind of external. It's that dining area. It's the patio. It's the doors, the paint, the facade. Try to set the tone down on the boardwalk of what we can do and how we can look. And look, I aside from attending this meeting and the King Harbor Association meeting, I was a staple at the Tenants meeting. So there's the Pier Association. There is a Pier Tenants meeting that the city hosts once a month at Tony's. And I'll be the first one to tell you that I would be the squeaky wheel because I don't want to see graffiti that's on a business's door or window or for something that's not gone the next day. You know, I think it's important that we take care of, we used to call it the clean dirt and the dirty dirt at Trader Joe's. Clean dirt is when somebody just breaks a jar of spaghetti sauce and you get down and you clean it up real fast. Yeah, it's dirty, but it's only there for a moment and it's gone. Dirty dirt is when you look at the shelves where the olive oil goes or where the eggs go or the milk goes, and you can tell that somebody hasn't wiped that shelf down for a month, 2 months, or 3 months. And it just, your subconscious sees that, geez, did they take care of it? And that's that sense in the boardwalk that I want to go away, which is that I want to make it so that we're really clean dirt and we've taken care of the dirt.
Any thoughts of changing out? Right now it's concrete tables and chairs. I'm going to be super candid with you right now. I don't see a lot of my, I would characterize it as upper middle class locals in either Captain Kids or Quality Seafood, the way I see them at the more fine dining restaurants. And I forever had thought that maybe there's a potential for you guys to upgrade the seating a little bit to attract us in.
So that's a great question. Those tables are concrete and they serve two big purposes. One, you can't walk away with them. And there's no fencing doors, any shutters, anything. When we leave, it's open to anyone and anything that's on the boardwalk, and we got to make sure that it can't go away. The second is actually the beating that they take because what we do and what we hope you do when you come down is crack crab with a wooden mallet on a table, clack, 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 and those tables do literally take a beating, millions and millions of hammer strikes on those tables. So when we buy tables, they might be concrete, we'll just have to buy something that's a higher end, like something that aesthetically is pleasing, but also serves the purpose that it needs to serve, which is that it can't be taken and it can hold up to, you can grab off of it for decades to come.
And just to hit on another point, looking at the waterfront and just talking to people across District 2, everyone likes different price points. So, sometimes you might want to go to like the Kincaids of the waterfront or like the Grill, the new like high-end restaurant. But then there are people who just want to come down on a Saturday not dressed up, in a hoodie and shorts and grab a bite to eat for lunch with the kids. And then you can go to Quality Seafood, or you might have your neighbors and relatives coming in from out of town, and you meet at Quality Seafood here on the waterfront. So trying to build out, and I was talking about the leasing strategy of the whole waterfront, having different price points will be important so that we can draw the biggest crowd.
We like to say we're like dining with no pretense. There's no waiter, there's no staff. I mean, it's roll up your sleeves, and when you leave, everyone's gonna know you had something. So hopefully you all have it. It's like eating garlic. One of us is having it, we're all having it. Question?
Yes. First of all, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for stepping up. Thank you for taking the position. I moved here, I came here and visited in 1984. thank your father-in-law. He is a member. Holiday Seafood was one of the first places I went. I knew I was going to move to Redondo Beach. A year later, I came. 2 years later, I bought a house.
Wow.
So it's very warming to know. I've watched when that kid burned, came back, burned, and then we're struggling. It's,
Right.
what, how many years old? You're right. But I also pose to you, North Redondo is in the process of doing their North Redondo Artesia food dining, and they split it up because it's so big. I loved it. I went the first year, I went last year, I got my tickets for this year. I think it's a fantastic, and I think that's kind of, I would volunteer as well. I think that's something we need, whether it's a discount night for the locals, if you may. Okay, there's a great burger down there next door to you. I don't even know what the name of the restaurant, I think it's the Slip.
It is.
Oh my God, for $9.99, I'm like, shoestring.
As their spokesperson.
Yes, and then R10, I've been to every place down there, and I tried it to get down there. September, I always come down and get lobster, take it home, we eat it at the table, thank you, your father-in-law, it's a great idea. But what can we do because of the locals, besides just picking, like you said, the boat parade, the music, and the carving are all on one day, and it's.
Well, we want, yeah, that's right. So what we want is for you guys to feel like it's your waterfront to come down and enjoy with your friends, yourselves, your family, what have you, and that there's something interesting or something compelling that brings you down there. And the waterfront is so big, and that Mark and I were on the waterfront amenity project together. We were part of the working group. And if you're all familiar with that or not, but that was a few years ago. The city commissioned a company to put together what they call the waterfront amenity project, and they're essentially they said, okay, look from the north, Mark, to the south, Jeff. There are these distinct zones, and they don't connect. You know, how many of us go to Moonstone Park on a regular basis? But it's a gem. It's sort of tucked away, hidden in there, right? There's all these components to the harbor, and it talks about wayfinding and lighting and pathways. So eventually we want to get to that, but in the short term, I want to make it to the best that the KHA can do. If a local or a tourist comes down there, a lot of times they have no idea if they should be walking on the path that they're walking on or not. They don't know if it's leading them to
Goes to your
anywhere.
garage, it's weird.
Yes.
Where does it go? And am I okay if I go down? Is it safe?
Yeah.
And what am I going to find at the other end, right? So I think part of it is that I've been down there for the last decade every single day. And even I still find myself
Totally.
not totally sure where I am or what's going on when I get to certain parts of the harbor. And we need to change that and work on that, make it better. And for locals, we just ask that you come down, that when we have an event and we tell you it's going to be awesome, hopefully you'll come down and see it for yourselves.
One question, actually one comment. When I'm class of 65 as well, so here I am approaching 80.
Yeah.
And one thing I've noticed over the decades is we don't have a constant draw. We have nothing here that's drawing the general public. Like you can take a beach town like Pismo Beach. What are they known for? Clam chowder. You stand in line for an hour to get clam chowder in a bread bowl.
Yeah, we can do that for you. Come to Quality Seafood.
I know
An hour.
that. I can get it somewhere here in Redondo.
No, if you want the hour, wait. That's what it says.
Guaranteed. But I mean, drawing on that, I just came back from Philadelphia where you eat the
Pretzels.
Thank you guys. I'm old, I'm sorry. And they have the war between the two, like,
Yeah.
main
Yes,
ones, right?
that's right.
And it's like fun. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not a business owner between the two people, so maybe it's not fun for them. But for everybody else, like, they're like, one day you go eat this here, and then you
Yeah.
vote, and then it's an
That's
Instagram
right.
thing, and like, everyone does it. Like, you've got this setup that people will then wait, they will wait for these
Now, what we
things.
want to do is make it such that, and you mentioned, Eugene, you mentioned the Pier Association. So the Pier Association, they throw the kite festival. That's their festival, right? That's an
Nobody
awesome.
sells kites anymore.
Somebody should be.
I think a couple of the shops do, but
And
usually
usually
one
one
one day.
Actually, that's funny you mentioned that. Yeah, you're right. There was somebody down there that was selling kites and they passed away. Now somebody needs to take the reins and do that. But we have that beautiful day every spring, kite festival. We really should turn that into more of just a reason